Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight, and it's like echoing in here because my office is actually clean for once. Um, what I want to talk to you guys about tonight is your vision board. Talk to you about like what it actually, I don't know, like what it should entail, I guess, or what it actually entails. And then just kind of give you some like ways to put it together and then just let you guys do that. So first things first, like what is an actual vision board? Like what is it, what's it for? I think a lot of the times, you know, we want to put stuff on there, but then we kind of like second guess ourselves, or we're kind of like trying to tell the future, so we don't want to put this on our vision board because what if it doesn't come true, like that kind of thing. So a vision board is something that you will see every single day. So it's visual. You have to have it printed out or put together or, you know, posted somewhere. It has to be visual for you. And basically what it is, it's to draw your attention to it, because what your attention, like where it goes, that's where your like energy is going to flow. So you've probably heard that before, like where your attention goes, your energy flows. And so with your vision board, it's kind of like where you want 2020 to go, like where you want your vision to go, moving you forward. So I don't want you to try to tell the future, to like tell what 2020 is going to happen. I want you to actually like think of your dreams, like think of your goals, think of a vision that you have for yourself, something that you want to actually accomplish in 2020. And so like what I did before, and this might be something you do later on just to kind of help you with like coming up with those things, is like sitting in a room, shutting the door, closing your eyes, and like actually just sitting there asking yourself, like, what is it that I actually like want? What would be my dream life if I said that to you? If someone came in and was like, Megan, what is your dream life of 2020? What is like the list of things that you would list off? Like, how does it feel? You know, do you have like certain smells or something? Like maybe you're at the beach. Like, how does the sun feel on you? Like whatever it is, I really want you to actually like sit there for a second in absolute silence and just think. Like, just if I could have the dream life, what would it look like when I wake up? What would it look like throughout the day? What would it look like for my family, for my kids, my pets, whatever it is, for vacations, for the summer, for anything? Okay, so a vision board is not a fortune teller. It's not a you know, well, I don't know if this is going to happen or not. It's literally just like something that kind of makes you, I don't want to say puke because it's a pretty vision board, but it makes you want to puke because like the goals push you a little bit further. So after you do that, after you sit into like a room quiet and you just say like, what is my dream life? Then I want you to actually like grab a piece of paper and writing that stuff down. So like if someone came into your room right now and was like, Karina, what would be your dream life? Tell me. Like she would just jot everything that comes to her mind. And so basically you jotting that stuff is getting you to like think about this and then about that, because sometimes when you just sit there and think, you forget, or you have so many ideas that you like forget what you're saying. So writing them down is actually huge. And then once you write it down, it kind of helps build your confidence a little bit as well. And so once you kind of vision yourself, okay, what is my dream life? What is it like? Then actually grabbing a piece of paper and writing, just jotting it down, however long you need to take. You can set a timer if you want. So then like you're kind of working towards the clock, whatever works best for you. So that's what I actually did today. And then just a few things to help you with how to take all of this stuff that you have and like how to put it on a board, or how to make it so you can measure it, make it so you can actually achieve these things. So you guys have all heard of SMART goals before. My husband's a business teacher and he like could come in here and give you a lesson on SMART goals if he wasn't so stubborn. No, I'm just kidding. But basically for SMART goals, the S is for specific. You want to say like, I want to be at home with my dogs. I want to retire myself as a teacher, like whatever, whatever your thing is, it has to be specific. It can't just be like, I want to be happy. Well, that's freaking awesome. Like, I love that, but what makes you happy? So be specific with your actual goals that you're making. Have some way that you can measure them. So for the newer coaches, we're doing like week 1, week 2, week 3 tracker and posting, trying to get them in this like get the wheels turning sort of thing. Their measurable way of achieving their goal is checking off the boxes. And then like for a week, they could say, I did 5 out of 7, I did 4 out of 7, you know, and just doing like 50% or, you know, more than 50%. So they're able to actually measure those things. And so like if I would say Superstar Diamond team, I can measure that by us having 15 diamonds, you know, at a certain period of time. So make sure they're specific, make sure that you're able to measure them. And then obviously this is the one that I struggle with, achievable, but yet like puke a little bit, because I don't want my coaches to say like, I'm going to be diamond by the end of 2020. Cause that like literally like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm going to stop breathing. You know, like it's something that is achievable would be like diamond by February, if that makes sense. So just kind of like taking what you think is achievable and then like puking a little bit. And then make sure they're relevant to you. Obviously, make sure they're relevant to your life. You know, I probably wouldn't say like, I'm going to be president of the United States in 2020. Like, okay, girl, whatever. I don't even know the difference between Democratic and Republican. Like, just make sure it's definitely relevant to you and your life. And then the really big thing I actually took from my PD today, and if you guys have not read or listened to Get Over Your Damn Self, such an incredible book. Like it's literally changing my life and I'm only on chapter 2. But she said, make sure when you're making your goals, it's about you. It's not about everyone else. It's not for anyone else. It's literally you. Like what makes you happy? What makes you tick, because she was referring like to goals and then also to your why. So a lot of coaches like fall off. A lot of coaches don't stick with it because their why isn't big enough. Like they don't give two shits. If it's hard, if they're busy, if they're tired, like they just put their business on the back burner. And that's where successful coaches being consistent every day pop out of like, I don't know, out of the woodwork, because their why means more to them. So when you see your vision board, I don't want you to put on there like diamond by February because Megan said so. Like that doesn't mean anything to you. You know, really think about why you're putting these on your vision board and like what they actually mean to you. And hopefully like they have some sort of like gut-wrenching feeling, you know. And I told you guys on the call a couple weeks ago about 15 star diamond, like, cool, Superstar Diamond's awesome. Like, that's not why I'm pushing for it. Why I'm pushing for it is because, like, when we go to Summit, they would say Team Empower Dynasty is a Superstar Diamond team. And then, like, our full-time coaches would stand up and everyone would be like, holy crap, and, like, clapping for you guys because that's the recognition you deserve. And, like, that is why I would be pushing for that goal. And the last one is, like, is making it, you know, time-bound, which is kind of part of that puke goal a little bit. So if you have a goal to be diamond, which is freaking awesome, or 5-star or 10-star or whatever it is in your business, or, you know, maybe you want to pay off your student loans by March or something like that. Having that time, like the place on the calendar, the date, whatever it is, it kind of adds some it adds urgency and focus. So let's say, for an example, a newer coach is like, yeah, I would love to hit, you know, diamond by Summit. And I'm like, hey, let's do it by February. And then all of a sudden they're like, what did you just say to me? Like, you want me to do it by February? Like that right there is urgency. And then now they're like laser focused. Okay, how can I make this happen? So just make sure you use that idea when you're making these goals. So first things, sit in a room, think about what is your dream life? Like, ignore everyone else wants for you. Like, what do you want for your life? What is your dream life? Taking it from like that vision piece and then actually writing and jotting it down on a piece of paper. And then from there, figuring out how to take each one and like making it a SMART goal. And some of them aren't going to be as important to you as other ones are. And that's okay too. You can make the picture bigger or smaller or whatever you want to do. It's your board. But as I was reading through PD and like doing some other things with vision boards, they did recommend categories if you kind of are struggling with like, where the hell do I start? Like, I don't even know what to do. They gave me categories, so I'm just going to read those to you. So then that way, if you want to watch the replay or you need it later. So the first one is like your career or your business. So picking some sort of goal to go on your vision board about that category. And obviously for me, Beachbody like is my life. So I have more than just one for that category, but that would be great for you. So maybe your career goal has something to do, maybe you're a teacher, getting your master's. Maybe for Beachbody, it's hitting Diamond by February, whatever it is, like having some sort of goal from category number one, which would be like career or business. The second one is relationships, and this is the one that I always put on the back burner, and that's probably why my marriage struggled last year. So that's actually at the forefront of my vision board this year. And I just sat down at supper with Aaron and I was like, what do you want? Like, what are your goals? What do you want for us? You know, actually asking them and talking to them about it. How can we better our relationship? Those kinds of things. And so, you know, there's ways that you can make goals towards your relationships, or even if it's with coaches or your friends or family or whatever it is. And I'm such a homebody introvert, like that relationship goal makes me like want to vomit because that means I have to talk to people. The third one is finances. So like financially, like where do you want to be at this year? Do you want to be living paycheck to paycheck? Do you want to be, you know, having this cushion, you know, from Beachbody to help you? And sometimes some of these goals are going to lead back to Beachbody, but that's because it's your stepping stone to life. And that makes sense, I think. The fourth one is health. So where do you want to be? Maybe you want to lose 5 to 10 pounds. Maybe you want to stop smoking. Maybe you want to get it down to like having a drink a week. Maybe you want to get your water in. So it's your focus every day to get 75 ounces no matter what. And I know it sounds crazy, but like for me, that's actually a really good goal because I suck at drinking water. The fifth one is learning. So maybe this is like personal development. So for me this year, I was lucky enough to go to UPW, which was with Tony Robbins. Alyssa had taken me kind of like as a gift, which it changed my life. And so maybe going to one of his events, or maybe going to a Shaun T event, maybe going to a Rachel Hollis event, or whatever it is, like having some sort of personal development, maybe reading 10 books or listening to 16 Audible books a year. I don't know, whatever it is. Like you can make those as well. The sixth one is spirituality, or like spiritually. So like, this one is totally different for everyone else, but like maybe for somebody like in my situation, I do daily devotionals. So maybe I want to like step it up. Maybe I want to do like a book study or something. Maybe I want to dive back into like my religion of being Catholic and like start going to church every week. Like that's my goal, or twice a month or something like that. And then the last one is just creativity. Like, what in the world could you do with your life? Like, so maybe it's a vacation, maybe it's a spur of the moment shopping spree for your daughter for her birthday, or I don't know, like anything like that. So those are just different categories just to kind of get your mind going. Because for me, I always go right to Beachbody, and sometimes I'm like, well, crap, I don't want my vision board just to be Beachbody. So like these categories actually helped me step outside of the Beachbody world, because I mean, it is my career. It has to deal with relationships. It's my financial piece, you know, it's my health piece. It's a lot of my learning, you know, a lot of it comes from Beachbody, but also like, it's okay to like step outside of that box and create those too. So now you kind of have a vision, like, okay, I know what a vision board is. I know what my dream life would look like. I have some ideas. I have some categories to work from, you know, and I would encourage you to at least put on 7 of them on your vision board. If you have more than that, awesome. If you have less than that, I would probably push yourself a little bit in those categories. I just gave you 7 categories, so hopefully you can at least get 7 on your vision board. And that's just because I want you to grow as a person. I want you to know that this is your dreams, your goals. This is like what you envision for yourself. It's not you telling like storytelling. It's not you, you know, trying to tell the future of what's going to actually happen. You know, so you have to get rid of your excuses. You have to get rid of obstacles. You have to get rid of everything else, push it aside and just say, if I could live this life, what would it look like? And like, these are the things I want on there. So that piece, and we kind of heard a little bit from Alyssa too, as far as vision board and like actually crafting it, what I do is, like she showed you Canva last Wednesday. It's a free, it's not, what's it called if it's like on the computer? It's not really an app. You can have it on your phone, probably just like a website. So it's a free website. It's called Canva. PicMonkey, P-I-C, and then Monkey is also a free one. There's updated or upgraded versions, obviously. You can use any of those. You can like, I don't even know. You could probably just like make them up somewhere else, like on a Google Doc or something. But what I do is I go to the computer first, because if I can like type them out, then I print it out, and I kind of use that as like a skeleton or like a guide for me. And then that's when I start to get kind of crafty. If you have tons of magazines and newspapers and like clippings and stuff, you can totally like cut them out and put them on a board. I don't think we have a magazine in our house besides a golf magazine, and Tiger Woods is not on my vision board. So I'll probably just go to Google and like Google stuff. So for an example, I want to pay off my vehicle that I have. I have like 10 grand left on it. And so instead of just saying I want to pay off Lucy, I'm going to grab a picture of Lucy, I'm going to put it on my vision board, and then they actually encourage you to put like the time or like the date on your vision board as well. So like for me, I want to pay off Lucy by March 1st, like no ifs, ands, or buts. So like I would have a picture of Lucy and then maybe like a lucky charm, or like a picture of Lucy in like March 1st, 2020, and like put that on my vision board. So when I see Lucy and I see March 1st, I'm like, girl, you got to get going. Like you have 10 grand, you're paying her off. Like there is no more, $500 a month. Like now you're upping it. Now you're doing this. So when you're crafting them, get your pictures and stuff, have fun with that, you guys. Like make it however you want to make it. And then make sure you're putting that time or like the date on it is my only thing, because I guarantee that's going to change your life. Especially if you have something that you want to hit by Summit, you have to hit it in May and then qualify until Summit. So that kind of gives you more urgency and focus. So pictures is awesome. The more pictures that, the better your vision obviously is, but always having like just a little piece of like the date on there. And so I just wanted to read to you guys some of the things I actually came up with, and I'm totally okay with sharing my personal life. I don't know why I'm introverted and a homebody, but I don't really care. So I created this on Canva, and this is like what I did to organize my brain, because I'm like total squirrel brain. Weird, right? Okay, so first and foremost, like this first page is going to be my vision board with my pictures and all that fun stuff on there. And so what I did was I broke my goals for Beachbody down into like 3 sections. So the first one is like what I want to do before Summit. The second one is what I want at Summit. Like I have goals and dreams and visions at Summit. And then the bottom part is what I want to happen after Summit. So I broke down coaching into 3 pieces because for me personally, I can't push for 12 months for coaching because I'll burn myself out, but I can definitely push for 3 to 5 months, have a celebration, push for 3 to 5 months, have celebration, continue it. So like for me personally, I want to get my second CBC to 2-star because that allows me to open up a 3rd business center, which will help me pay for Lucy. Obviously I have to do the work, but opening up Aaron, getting him to 2-star, getting him a second CBC, getting that to diamond, that will help me with my vision of bringing him home and allowing him to just do football coaching and stuff. Helping 3 to 5 diamonds a month is going to help our team goal get to 15-star. So do you see how I'm like taking my goals and kind of breaking them into a couple months at a time? And then at Summit, obviously I want to be able to go to Summit, fly to Summit, pay to go to Summit, have my team go to Summit, like those kinds of things, get the Airbnbs, all of this stuff. I'm turning 30. Like I'm like definitely afraid of it, but I know if I'm with my team, I'm with my girls, like it's going to be so much fun. And that's just something that, I've already been envisioning of like, yeah, it's just going to be awesome. Having a huge celebration for our team at the houses, like, having like Aaron making us all this like food and stuff, and us just like sitting and celebrating and like actually clapping for each other because we got there because of everybody on our team. And then my thing that I want to do for our team is like getting actual jackets for our team, because like last year was freaking awesome wearing tank tops, and I'm like, how cool and how jealous like would everyone be if we had jackets? And so like that's something that's on my vision board, which it's expensive, and like that's just something that I have. And then after Summit, like doing our retreat in October was awesome, but I actually want to be like inches from the castle, and I want to go into the castle this year. Like I want all the things. And so like I'm taking my retreat, and like that's something I'm going to be pushing for to the end of the year. Our team is a 2-time elite team, and so pushing for elite for the 3rd time. Landing in the top 20 is something at the end of the year I want our team to be in the top 20 because that's where we deserve to be. Superstar Diamond team, and then I want to make sure I make it to leadership, so hitting 5-star, holding it for 6 weeks, having elite points to go and to be able to bring Aaron to Arizona, because last year I went by myself and I was so defeated the first day. And then the last 4 days I didn't want to leave because I was so empowered. And so I just want to go back to it. So those are my business goals. And then I sat down and I asked myself, what would make Megan happy? Screw everything else. What would make Megan happy? Honestly, for me, consistently making $5,000 a week would be huge, because that's going to help me reach my goal of paying Lucy off, paying my student loans off, paying my parents' student loans off, basically doing whatever we want to our house, preparing us for our future children, doing different things. I want to get Lucy some new shoes. And so I got her new tires, but I want to get her some new rims. And so that's just something that would make me happy and brings me joy, obviously. And then, just basically, debt free is pretty much paying off some of my student loans and stuff. And then turning my hashtag mega change into this movement, into this thing that it's not just a fitness thing, just getting the wheels going and being able to have the funds to do that. I have a love and a passion for graphic design, making ebooks and online and all that stuff. I want to take that, and instead of just inspiration, I want to do something with it. And then I have this weird thing getting tattoos when we go places. I want to keep adding to that, which means I want to continue to travel. I want to continue to have memories and experiences and stuff. And then I actually want, next year, in October, November, I want to be able to tell Aaron 2021, you can hand your resignation in February. And then in May, he's a full-time sports coach or whatever he wants to do. So that's something that's huge. That would make me happy because we talked about it and I didn't even know that was something that he'd ever want. And when he said it was, it became our dream, I guess. And then I've actually never been to the Northeast or the east side of the US. I've been to Florida, obviously, and just flying, but I want to go to New York City, to South Carolina. I want to go and see the East Coast. So that's something that's on my vision board that means nothing to anyone else, but it means everything to me. So feel free to make your business goals and make goals about your life that have nothing to do with Beachbody, I guess. And they kind of do because Beachbody helps you get there, but that's what I would kind of inspire you guys to do, is to just get a list of all this stuff that makes you happy. And when you're reading it, if you don't smile, if you don't get a smirk, if your stomach doesn't turn a little bit, it's not something that you want. And then what I'm going to do right now, and what I'm going to allow you guys to do if you want to, is find my pictures and start putting them on my vision board, and then printing it off so I can post it around my office. And then I actually make a big vision board with my cork board. So I'll go in and print them off and then post them up here. And then I hang this up too. And then last year I took a picture of it and I had it on my phone, which was awesome. Every time I opened my phone, if I didn't want to work my business, if this or that or whatever, boom, it was right in front of my face. So those are just kind of some vision board tips, I guess, for myself and for you guys as coaches. So I'm going to stop talking. And I'm going to go and start searching for pictures and stuff. So feel free. You can log off now if you want. If you have questions, you can totally ask them. But I'm actually going